Hi, my name is Calli Kosch, and I graduated in 2009 with a major in psychology and a minor in history. I'm currently a licensed mental health counselor in New York State, where I live, and I am also a licensed mental health counselor in the state of Massachusetts and in California, both states I've previously lived in. I currently work as a clinical supervisor at the New York Foundling, which is a nonprofit organization that works primarily with children and families in the foster care system, and also with children and families who have experienced incarceration or the effects of substance abuse on their daily functioning. What I do currently is help unlicensed staff get the professional training and development that they need in order to become licensed and independent in the field. So I do a lot of coaching, training, teaching. That's really what my position entails. I chose to major in psychology because of just having had a lot of diverse life experiences up until college. I had experiences in my family and in my friendships where mental health issues were prevalent, and it was just something that I was curious about and wanted to learn more. It really affected my career path because I chose to pursue further education in the field of psychology, and now I'm a licensed clinician, and I can practice psychology independently. My career path had some twists and turns. In college, an undergrad, I volunteered on 3 different research teams, and I wrote a thesis. So my background as an undergraduate was very research oriented. And that's also a piece of advice I would give to incoming students, is to really get involved in research, because at the undergraduate level, being involved in the field of psychology, research is one of the few ways that you can get a foot in the door, because there isn't that education and experience background built up yet to actually practice in the field of psychology. So after undergraduate, I was a part of an AmeriCorps program called City Year in Boston, and I worked as a teaching assistant in a school there. And then I went to graduate school at Boston College and got my master's degree in counseling psychology. It took a few years for me to get licensed after that, and here I am. Now I'm able to perform, to see clients independently, and to meet with clients as an independent contractor as well. Advice that I have for students getting a degree is to really be a part of the research and other opportunities that the University of Michigan offers. It takes a lot of proactivity because, as we know, Michigan is a big school, and so you really have to take that assertive step to ask your professors or ask fellow students, ask the department how you can get involved in psychology outside of the classroom. And I would also encourage students to also learn a little bit more about the on-site school and daycare programs, because if working with children is something that you're interested in, a lot of those programs do have volunteers, and that's just a way to work one-on-one and actually see children hands-on. I use my undergraduate experience in my work all the time, and the primary way that I do that is just through the work ethic that I built in college. University of Michigan is a very demanding school, and so that's where I learned really how to prioritize my time, how to become an efficient worker, a hard worker. And so those tenets of just working hard in something and being passionate about it have led me to have many opportunities in the field, and I'm still excited about where that will take me. The best career advice I've ever received in a job was actually from one of my former supervisors, and it was that it's just a job. And that was an important lesson for me to learn, because work-life balance is something that I've struggled with, and that I see a lot of my current supervisees struggling with. And your career and your professional life is, of course, something that's important, and it's a big part of who I am, but it is not my entire life. It's not the only way that I think of myself. And so learning how to keep what I do at work, and then to transition to my personal life has been a big lesson for me to learn. What's contributed most to my career success has really just been forming relationships with my colleagues, my professors, my bosses. Those relationships and are what has led me to have the opportunities that I've had. So I think it's just so important to really go out of your way and get to know those who you work with, because you never know when you might need those connections in the future. And that's not something that can really be taught, but it's just a piece of advice that if you can really, push yourself to get to know those you work with, could really pay off in the future. Memories that I have of the psychology department, there are so many, but really just working in research labs and entering data. So just tapping away on the keyboard and entering in data, which at the time felt like busy work, but having that research-oriented mind has been so key, and it's something that I've noticed some of my colleagues in various workplace environments haven't had. And so I just think of myself, in these little rooms with no windows at the psychology department, and just entering in data, helping a graduate student or a professor with their research. And at the time it seemed kind of mundane, but now I can see the value in just getting that experience and kind of working my way up, which is, again, such an important lesson to learn.